Wissem peut faire mieux, which translates to Wissem can do much better. This is what my grade 5 friend teacher wrote in 1997. This statement can sometimes describe me, and it did describe me many times. My critical incident is about that statement. On my second evaluation, I was told, Wissem, you can do much better. It really shocked me to hear that. I thought I was doing an excellent job. I started to realize that sometimes I was a bit laid back and that I could be more involved, much more involved. I was successful at that time, but it was true that I could do better, much better. My interpersonal skills with my students were great, but my planning needed work. I realized that I needed to give my 200% for my students, and not only my 100%. When planning activities, I realized that it was necessary to think like a 13-year-old and create something that will make their learning much more meaningful. The word meaningful came up many times in my various journal entries, especially concerning the ELPs. And at the beginning of my practicum, I had not thought enough about that word. After being shaken up a few times, I gave my 200% to start planning more meaningful activities for my students, including the smallest details, such as the instructions of an assignment or exam, the font size, etc., etc. At the end of the day, I was able to design a unit on movies that my students really enjoyed. Although we can always strive to do better, I gave my 200% for my students. When it's just about Wissem, giving 100% is enough most of the time. But when it comes to your students, you have to give that 200%. How was I able to do it? By being involved in extracurricular activities, such as playing sports, coaching soccer, etc. Buying some food for my students, using a variety of tools to design meaningful LESs, but on top of all, spending time, and by reviewing, and reviewing. In the end, I realized that you must do your best for your students. It is about them, not you. Although we can always do better, at the end of the day, you must feel proud of what you do for your students. It was hard to say goodbye to my students. One of the main reasons was because I did my best for them, and they realized it. I had rarely worked that hard in the past, but my previous and future students deserve it, and it is a must for me to never hear again the sentence, Wissem can do much better. Finally, that critical incident made me realize that yes, I was born to be a teacher, but also that I was made to be a teacher.